Good morning. Thought I would come on and do a live. Let's just wait for some people to get in here. This is a surprise live. Good morning. I still need coffee. I'm so tired. So yeah, we'll wait for the notification to go out that I'm live. But look at my acorn squash from my garden. Beauty. What a few days, let me tell you. It has just been crazy harvesting. And I think I'm just going to call it the gardening season of storms. Oh. I had to warm up my coffee. I don't know if the notification's going to go out. Or if this is even working. But due to a text message I got last night from Adrian from Backyard Gardener, I thought that I should probably go live and let people know what's going on. If you've watched the news, we had some tornadoes. And that weekend before, it rained something fierce. So, I'm alive and safe. The house is still standing, but suffered, some damage in other areas. So, okay, where is everybody? I usually like early morning lives. When I can catch people's early morning lives, I love them, to be honest with you. But I just woke up a little bit ago, and I thought if Adrian texted me the way that she did, maybe I should do a live and come on and let people know what's happening. So don't mind all this. It's the first time I got some sleep. So again, I'm really not sure if this is working because I set it up and then had to walk away. So I'm not sure what's going on here. So I spent the whole day yesterday just cleaning up after the tornadoes. Good morning, Mona. How are you? Don't mind all this. I'm just having some coffee talking to myself apparently for the last 2 minutes. I figured I would do an early morning live just to let everybody know what's going on. And yes, I'm safe. Adrian, as I just previously said, Adrian from the Backyard Gardener texted me last night and said, oh my God. Well, she did Mel, exclamation, are you okay? And I was like, why, what's up? And she said that she was watching the news and saw it on the news about my area, and I said I am alive, obviously, and my house is standing, but I just figured I would go live just to explain, what's been going on here. Good morning, Vandal Deland. Good morning, Melody. Glad it's okay. I'm exhausted. I'm usually up at 6:30. I slept in a little bit today, so I'll fill you in real fast. Last weekend, we had some rain. We haven't really been getting rain. We just get these terrible storms here. And then the weekends have been beautiful. And then the videos that I'm posting. Good morning, Down Under Fola. So the videos that I'm posting, I just feel like I need to apologize because even today's, it's like the mad dash run to harvest my peppers. They were predicting a storm to come here on Monday. So I went outside, true story, pair of white sweatpants, right? I mean, it's been so god-awful hot here. White sweatpants. And Joe from Garden State Gardener sent me a white shirt in large. I just threw it on. It was like, I gotta hurry up. I gotta get out there and pick my stuff because my pepper plants are like up to here on me. I'm like, I'm gonna lose all my stuff if I don't get out there. Well, the storm doesn't come on Monday after I killed myself. Had so much more to do on Tuesday. Storm was supposed to hit like 3 o'clock on, or no, I think they changed it to 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Needless to say, really long story short, it came on Wednesday. And wow. I mean, wow, that's what I can say. My son, who's 26, had called me and said that he left work because a tornado hit, I think, a half a block from his work. So his boss sent him home, that a tornado is expected to hit here at 7:15. So I just looked right at my roommate and I'm like, Jim, I mean, and our phones are going off with the tornado warnings to go to the basement. I'm like, Jimmy, we're supposed to go to the basement. And my roommate is like, I'm not going to no basement. This house was built sturdy. We'll be just fine. So, I mean, for anyone that's new here, this is a new homestead for me. I'm with my friend Jimmy that I've known for years and years. We share the house together. And so anyway, my son heard him say he wasn't going to the basement. Good morning, Tina Ladybug. How are you? Hi, Abby's Life. So needless to say, god awful. I mean, my son had it clocked. Mom, 7:15. It's 7:03. One just touched it. I think it was New Jersey. And we were on the front step, Jimmy and I. And I'm here. Here's the water. And then it's Jersey. So I was thinking of Joe from Garden State Gardener, and oddly enough, he commented under my video yesterday that I didn't get to respond back to everyone that said, who knew that you would be in the crosshairs of all these tornadoes? So needless to say, 7:15, I freaked. And just told my son that he's not going to go to the basement. My son then called me on Duo so that we could see the news. And, I mean, the trees were bending. It started pouring. The winds were, tornado type winds. And then it must have went and just did like a quick U-B and went just a little bit past me to like Levittown, Bristol area. Anywhere on the riverside was, affected. And Adrian from Indiana Backyard Gardener texted me last night, like, Mel, exclamation point, are you okay? And I said, what's going on? She said, I'm just seeing the damage. I said, yeah, it's crazy. So I was up at I went to bed 2:30 in the morning after such a long few days, everyone, of just trying to harvest and, not lose my stuff. I think I'm just going to call this season the season of the storms. But I feel bad, like in every one of my videos, I'm like, storm, another storm, So today's video that's coming out is Garden State Gardener. Speaking of the devil, good morning. Glad you're safe. I am. I'm glad you're safe too. I was just saying how Indiana Backyard Gardener texted me last night in like a major panic. Are you okay? And I just thought, wow, I should really go live in the morning. I did just get up a little while ago because, as I was saying, I went to bed at, the storm was going on here till about 2:35-ish. And I finally guess I just passed out, but I woke up at like 6:15 a.m. and then was busy all day yesterday cleaning up the mess. I mean, just the patio alone. The umbrella was like somewhere else. My starts for fall were clear across the yard. Styrofoam cups all over. Down sunflowers, but I try to be very optimistic. Like, I did do that video. I'm a little bit behind, but just stick with me. Like I said, I'm not Mother Nature. I can't control things. I can only control what I can control. My instincts kicked in and said, get out there and harvest. And that's really what I did. And now I have food everywhere. I didn't even make it to the hot pepper bed, but I can officially say that Mother Nature wanted my bush beans out of the bed because they're gone. Gone. And what else? The tomatoes, it's just a done deal. But I was finding like cherry tomatoes and stuff all over the yard, outside, you know, the fence and everything. So just crazy. This is the second time, which kind of freaks me out, but this is the second time tornadoes coming right at me and it just skirts just a little bit. So I am safe. I'm just exhausted. And in one day, today's video, you'll see, I talked about how I'm wearing white sweatpants and Joe's Garden State Gardener shirt, even though it's 106 degrees out, because you couldn't even be out there because of the mosquitoes. And brought everybody along just to start picking the peppers. And then I put a little wager out there. Do you think I could fill up 2 buckets of sweet peppers? So that video is coming out. And then I do another video on the actual, what did I get out of the peppers. But I still have hot peppers to pick. So the damage that the garden sustained was down. I mean, I tried to make myself laugh when I was doing a video on, you know, just giving you a little bit of tour what was going on. Like, my zinnias were flat down on the ground. Like I said, sunflowers were down. If you know anything about sunflowers, their stems are so thick. Like I said, I did try to make myself laugh. I saw John at Willow Grow's video about his 12-foot sunflower, and I just said, hey, John, buddy, look at my 14-footer. I beat you. So, yeah, literally up out of the ground from the root like it was nothing. And when it's time to rip them out at the end of the season, it's hard. So some of the pepper plants were hanging over. A couple of them are broken, even though, I mean, here's the thing. If I would have left the pepper plants, like the peppers on there, I think I would have sustained a lot more damage. So I just went by my gardening instincts to let's just pick it as much as humanly possible. So there are a few pepper plants that are down and broken. I have 2 or 3 eggplants that are damaged, the actual plants damaged. And lots of sunflowers down. The zinnias, I don't know, I tried to help them up, so I staked them. And it was mainly like, you can hear people still like chainsawing or leaf blowing, you know. But I'm just exhausted, me personally. I have so much food to preserve, and I'm tired. I do a video 6 days a week, so what you're going to be subjected to is Mondays. You know, it's behind. Today's video is the mad dash run to harvest peppers. Tomorrow you'll see all the peppers. And then I decided to get into the herbs because I didn't want them smashed, and I explained that today's Tuesday. The storm was supposed to come Monday. Today's now Tuesday. Storm didn't hit yet. They're now saying Wednesday. So it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. But let me go back to Joe's. Yeah, I saw your post, Joe. I just couldn't even yesterday. Like, I went outside, like, okay, let me just clean up. And it was my whole day. I had to move the grill. You know, when I do lives, the grill's usually right there, my finger's pointing. I moved the grill. I mean, it was just a mess out there, total mess. And then I did all that before I even bothered to check my garden, but just is what it is. So I'm going to try to do a fall garden. I just can't promise you a whole lot. Yeah, weather is shifting. We hardly had any tomatoes this year. Usually we have a dozen or so, and we've had maybe a handful, says Vandal the Land. On the tomato note, that I will say, I mean, well, it's worse now. I mean, I kid you not. They were already blown out of the bed, and now and it's weird because you can see the ends of the tomatoes, and then they go like this out the bed. But a tomato, if you lay it flat down, it will grow roots. And I literally had straight ones about that big coming up where there's the big gap in the bed. No, forget it. They're like this and that now. They're just out. So I am fortunate, Vandal the Land, to honestly say, and I've said this before in videos, if I would have just based my shed wars, I'm in shed wars, just off my tomatoes alone, I would be fine for the goal that John had originally, at the beginning of the season said, she should easily be able to produce 1,000 pounds of food. If I would have just based it off of my tomatoes alone, in that aspect, I am beyond blessed, but the beds are done. There's tomatoes all over the yard still. There's cherry tomatoes. Trinity, Jimmy's dog, likes tomatoes. She was going out there eating some, but I think it's just time. As heartbreaking as it is, I've had my fair share of tomatoes. I've donated tomatoes. I have enough jarred tomatoes to be able to give to family, my kids. And I told my roommate yesterday, it's time to rip them out. They're starting to get like a smell from all the water. And what is the sense of saving them? Honestly, I did the best that I could to try to get a tomato harvest. And I'm shocked at the amount of tomatoes that I've gotten out of some really damaged beds. So, I think at some point, I don't know when, because I keep forgetting that this weekend is a holiday weekend, but they have to come out. There's still sunflowers down out there. I'm just exhausted. It's one thing after another. I'm trying to move in. I started on the dining room just a little bit, and, so it's just hard because I moved here. Then January, we were putting the beds together, and I think it was the beginning of March, I started building that garden, and it just has not stopped since. So, it's just crazy. But I'm really sorry to hear that, though, Vandal the Land. Oh, yeah, Oklahoma in the house. So you have some garden left? I do have some garden left. I have my hot peppers. I have some of my sweet peppers are still left. It's weird? I'm missing half a bed of bush beans, but the other half of rattlesnake pole beans and going around the trellis is there. And then the front bed of the tomatoes, they're there, but they're coming out more towards the lawn. What else? I do have some eggplants left. I lost my potatoes. I'll tell you why. It's my own fault, and you can hear it when I go to do the video. Like I said, today is the mad dash run to harvest the peppers, and I'm getting some blight in that bed. And then tomorrow you'll see, these are all supposed to make a wager. Do I make it to 2 full buckets or do I not? So watch today's video and, put your opinion in. Do I make it? Do I not make it on 2 full buckets of sweet peppers? What else is left? Oh, the potatoes. So the potatoes, I harvested my second round of potatoes. This time I was hilling them, but in my videos I kept saying hulling them. And I had a big sheet pan out there and was digging them up, and so truth be told, I forgot about them. I think Jimmy brought me out the scale. I think I weighed 50 pounds of potatoes, and I forgot them. And I left them out there, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. They stunk. They were swimming in water because I picked them last Friday, I guess it was. And we got rain Saturday and Sunday, I guess it was, or whatever, Thursday, and then it rained Friday and Saturday. And by the time I got to the back of that garden with all that rain, it was just oh my God, my potatoes. And, the smell, I could barely even lift it to get it somewhat over to the patio on the grass in hopes that my roommate will dispose of them as soon as he gets done work. Poor Jimmy, as soon as he gets done work, I'm always hitting him for something. I'm like, Jim, I forgot all the potatoes in the back. I said, they stink so bad, hold your breath and throw them out. So I do talk about that when I go and show some of the damage, but it's my fault, and I'm a real stickler about I don't like to lose anything. But there will be a video that comes out later in the season about, what I would do differently, things that maybe I couldn't get to in time. You know, I like to keep it real, but I've lost some things just not being able to get to it in time. The potatoes was really disappointing though. But I do like my other method. I don't like the hilling. I like to just making rows, you know, space them, put the potato right in there, cover it up, and don't do anything else for the whole entire time, and it turns out great. Let me see. Manes, tails, furs, and fins, good morning. They say good morning, everyone. Those storms were crazy. The amount of people with flooded basements had to be over 50,000. I know. And you know what's strange? This area is very big for like pincher bugs. Pincher bugs are like from water, folks, not from like dirtiness or anything like that. And I did go down the basement and I checked because Jimmy has a square part in the far back, you know, that's cut out with the hose and everything, like for the water. We didn't get any water, but I did see a pincher bug and a really big cricket, but it was like super late. It was like 2 in the morning. I went to bed at 2:30, and crickets don't usually bother me. Pincher bugs, I just don't like them, but they're usually attracted to water. I didn't do a thorough inspection of the basement. I don't even know if Jimmy did yesterday. But from what I'm aware of, there's no water. I spent my entire day outside just trying to clean up and get things semi back to normal. And literally with my son on the phone, I mean, he clocked, Mom, 7:15. And I was like, oh man. Because I'll tell you what, my nerves got a little bit worse here. I mean, I just have bad nerves in general, but my friend Jay says that the Delaware River is not an open body of water. I'm like, well, if it's not an open body of water, what is it? Then he keeps saying, like, you're not affected any differently by being by the water. But if you look at, like, the areas that were hit, they were all by the water, really. So we go back and forth about that constantly instead of just being like, I know you're near the water and it frightens you. I mean, the lightning and the thunder, I have videos that are black where I say nothing and you can just watch like the heat lightning. I just haven't posted them. So, oh, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, it affected a lot. It even said, well, Adrian texted me last night and said she was seeing on the news and saying that New Jersey got hit really bad. So I was like, well, I saw that Joe left a comment and, you know, I'm hoping he's well and everything's fine. She said, oh, he was doing fireworks. I'm like, huh? So I guess I missed it, obviously, you know, and I try to make sure that I'm prepared here with like flashlights and, you know, stuff like that. And batteries, I definitely have to get batteries. A lot of like my lanterns that have like those LED lights take like AA batteries, and I just have to get a big enormous pack of them. So, I mean, I used to come down here for years when this used to be Jimmy's mom and dad's house, and I've never remembered storms like this. But then again, everything's crazy. The world's crazy. The weather's crazy. It's like the heat this summer has just been god-awful. Yesterday was the first breath of air. Literally, it was like in the 70s with no humidity that it felt like, I mean, it was hot in the sun, but not with any humidity. But I'm on the thinner side, and I was like saying to Jimmy last night when we got back from, I went out looking for Ziploc baggies because, you know, I am trying to save and preserve some of my food, and some of the peppers and stuff have to be, you know, in freezer baggies. And we went to Home Depot, and I was like, man, I'm freezing. So I thought it was much cooler of a day yesterday. And I eventually found some baggies, but I'm going to have to do a Sam's run, or I think his niece is actually going to go this weekend for Ziploc baggies. But yeah, so I'm so behind on the videos because every time I'm out there, it's just something else. I mean, it's not August now, but you know, from August, it just gets crazy. And something was telling me, should I plant some more bush beans? And I didn't. And now that half of the bed's gone. But luckily, I had at least some little bit of lettuce starts, some arugula, some beets, and that's about all that I had planted. So, and something really ticked me off yesterday. Normally, any of the box stores around here, like Home Depot or Lowe's, do not believe in, you know, that we people like to have a fall garden. And I was shocked. The garden thing was closed yesterday, but on the outside they had a 6-pack, like of cauliflower or whatever. But then their broccoli was being sold, I think, at $3.49 for one broccoli plant. Same with something else. I can't, let me see. Maybe it was cabbage. I'm not really sure. And I was like, why wouldn't they just have done that in 6-packs? First of all, I'm shocked they even had anything out. But yeah, my cabbage was thrown across the yard. You know, my starts. So that's disappointing. I started cauliflower. I started cabbage and my red acre cabbage. I do have a video on harvesting that. So I don't know. We'll see how much of a garden I end up having for fall, because I'm just so over the storms here. I just can't take it anymore. I mean, I'm no shame in my game. I've cried a few times. I've screamed a few times, and my nerves are just shot. And yeah, my son stayed on the phone while it was happening and said, Mom, it just kind of skirted right past you. And I was like, it did? Oh my gosh, because it was, the trees were, you know, and he's like, yeah, it's in Levittown and Bristol, which is not far from here at all. So that's the second time. First, it's my old area where I used to live before I moved here, was completely demolished from the last tornado. And, you know, now it skips me by just like, I don't know, from here to where my friend lives is only like 5 minutes. So we'll just go with it. Missed me by 5 minutes, but the rain and the winds didn't miss me for sure. Hello, Vineyard Chicks, you gorgeous girls. Let me see. You see that? It's putting a glare. Oh, and I'm so sore. I'm literally so sore from all this harvesting. Like I can't even think. Is it too dark now? The glare is getting to me. At home with Tom and Rhonda. Good morning. How are you? Look at me looking like a hot mess. I literally just got up a little bit ago, which is odd because I don't even really sleep in. I'm up like 6:30 in the morning. But, you know. Let me see. So let me go back. Okay, so I saw the comment from Joe that says the storms were crazy. The amount of people with flooded basements had to be over 50,000. Floods are also a mess. I've lived along the Mississippi and Illinois and went flood of 93, stopped everything. Hold on. Everything cut off from it. My phone, I cracked, including out, so sorry, but typos. Well, you know, it happens. I know my phone was cracked and I ended up with 2 crappy phones over the summer, cutting off my videos into 2 parts. And I can't hardly send anything. My keyboard is jacked. Sorry to hear that, Vandal Deland. Hello, Growing with Hudson. Hey, Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead and chat. Growing with Hudson, glad you're okay. Pillows and blankets, also a good thing to have spare in your ideal. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do have that. It's just lack of batteries. And I have like a camping water. I think it's like a 50-gallon, I think it is, or it could be 25-gallon. I think I'm going to fill that up with spare water. I don't know, is that safe to do that? What if I just filled it up with water and just put it off to the side? I don't know. Vineyard Chicks at Bake a Leg, Let's Dig It Homestead. Glad you're safe. Thank you, girls. These are beautiful. I saw your shirts from Mr. Chris and Miss Gina, and I was like, oh, I hope I get a shirt because they're so cute. The Jersey Shore was fine for the storm. Where I worked at 20 minutes north was totally different. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Hello, Mr. Joe, Garden State Gardener. Hey, Vineyard Chicks. At home with Tom and Rhonda. Good morning. At Garden State Gardener, we have Batman peppers. I think we're going to try some vinegar with it. At home with Tom and Rhonda, sneaking a peek from work. Nice. Vineyard Chick says, wow, thank God it skipped you. Yeah, by 5 minutes. It's nuts. You see my hands? It's like I already was diagnosed with a nervous condition and this stupid anxiety I deal with, but imagine that makes it like 10,000 times worse for like a person like me. Good morning, Diane. How are you? Scary stuff is right. Hi, Vineyard Chicks. Hi, Growing with Hudson. Goodness, glad you're okay. Scary stuff. Majorly scary. Vandala Land says, well, Labor Day is coming, so get ready to take a break. Just say to yourself, I'm not doing anything today. You know, that would be all well and good, but let me see, I don't even know what today is. What is today? Is today Friday? No, it can't be. See, I don't have my watch on. It usually tells me the day. I don't even have that. I'm just not even all here, but I literally, folks, have my butternut squash, my spaghetti squash that I harvested, my red acre cabbage. Yeah, my butternut. No. All right, see, I just can't think. My spaghetti squash, my butternut squash, my acorn squash. 4 of them, but this one's looking weird as soon as I took it out. Do y'all see this? Look at that. Oh, see that? A hole right in it. Yeah, that's going to be an issue right there. It's either going to have to be cooked up right away. So I have all those videos coming out. Labor Day, I'm not really sure what's going on. I know my oldest son, Johnny, is going to Ocean City, Maryland, and coming back Monday, and then he has to stop here because my dog tripped me up and I spilled some coffee into my console that's not working right now. So he's going to come get it and see if he can fix it or not. I don't know what Jared's doing with his girlfriend this weekend, so I don't know. And Jimmy asked me if I wanted to go to his niece's, and I said probably not. Because I'm just exhausted. I'm literally going to admit, for once, I'm tired. And I'm like a go, go, go type of person from the moment I hit the floor running. Today, I couldn't even believe it. It was like, what, 7:45, and I'm just getting up, and I'm usually up at 6. And, I mean, I have so much food to preserve. That's the issue here. Let's see. Bushcraft family, good morning. LP, good morning. How you doing? Nerves are just shot a little bit. Other than that, I'm okay. Vandal the Land, I don't know. I just might take that advice. If I take that advice, I mean, I might not even go live on Sunday night, folks. I really might not. I will, I guess, somehow, some way, I don't know how to post. Well, I don't have a laptop anymore, so I can't just go on there and schedule things to drop or, you know, not going live. So maybe I can reach out to somebody. You know what, I'm just going to go with this. You ready? I love you all to pieces. I really do. I thoroughly enjoy our Sunday night lives. I mean, beyond. That's how much I love it. I'm just going to call it right now that I'm not going live on Sunday night. I need a break, and I have so much food to preserve that I just can't even wrap my head around it, you know, and I feel so bad. Like, I like doing the lives, and everybody's so much fun, but I'm just going to cancel it for this weekend with it being a holiday and everything, and coming off tornadoes, and, you know, I mean, I have food that's sitting, and it's going to spoil if I don't get to it, so we'll just call that now, that there will be no live on this Sunday. So if somebody wants to put that out there for me, that would be awesome. Let's see. Rambling with the Brums. Hello, hello. Good morning. And I think I read LP. Good morning. How you doing? Just nerves rattled, like I said. I can't wait to see the video. Vineyard Chicks. Yep. Rambling with the Brums, Bushcraft family, morning at Bake-A-Leg, Let's Dig It Home said, I'm so sorry about posting the link. I copied that to send to my mom. I'm so sorry I passed it in the wrong place. Oh, I don't know what that's about, but that's okay. Hey, Growing with Hudson, anxiety is an MFer. My heart goes out to you. I too have anxiety, and it can wreck an entire day. Yes, it's Friday. What happened? Yeah, my anxiety, I mean, I've been diagnosed for some time. I was diagnosed with, I have post-traumatic stress syndrome, and I don't really want to get into right now, with panic attacks and anxiety attacks, but thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had a panic attack in 15, 17 years. I do deal with the worst anxiety. I could have company over or whatever and be perfectly fine, and suddenly it just hits me sideways. I've never used to get one in my house or if I was at home. And then I started getting them at home, in the house. You know, whenever it wants to get me, it just gets me. But I moved, so it's a little bit different now. It's like if I would get an anxiety attack, I'm not just going to lay in the bed and just suffer. I would get up and start baking, you know, like in a chocolate espresso cake or something. And Jimmy's like, well, why don't you do that? And I'm like, because I'm too tired. I'm too tired. And I know everybody wants to see cooking videos and everything, but you'll be so sick of all my recipes come fall and all of winter. And I know I'm going to miss the garden. I'm sad about it. I'm going to miss the garden. You know, this winter, I just know it, and all this hard work, but now I can relate to farmers. I mean, farmers kill themselves for a long time, and then, you know, they're off for the winter. They need a break. So, like I said, I'm going to miss it, but it is what it is. So, yeah, lots of videos going to be coming out. Just tornadoes. What else is new? We'll send you a bottle, but I think it's going to be super hot. You know, I thought about that, Vineyard Chicks, of making my own hot sauce, but then I realized I don't think I'm going to have enough chili peppers for that, and I think chili peppers is what's required. So I'm a little disappointed. Hi, Ed. Crazy Ed's Homestead's in the house this morning. Glad you are doing well. I'm hanging in there. Rambling with the Brum says it's absolutely crazy to see the photos Joe's been posting. Joe, I haven't even seen them. I'm so sorry. I haven't even seen them, because you have to remember too, like, we don't really lose electricity in some of these storms. I think, like, wait, let me think, because we did lose electricity quite a few times. I think we lost it once, not that long ago, from the last storm, and then we lost it twice due to somebody on State Road hitting like a pole. You know, they knock a transformer pole out, and then you're without electricity. But that sounds good, Vineyard Chicks. Garden State Gardener says, wow, can't wait, Vineyard Chicks. Well, good morning, Ed. So I will go over and watch some, Joe. Geez, you were doing fireworks in the middle of a tornado, really? Crazy Ed's Homestead. Hey, Mr. Ed, hope you weren't mad about your guest appearance in the trees video. I gotta get caught up on that too. No, bring your chicks. I was not. Great video. Bushcraft, hope all is well up your way. Rambling with the Brums. Hey, Vineyard Chicks, how are you guys doing? Crazy Ed's Homestead. Big Leg Let's Dig at Homestead. How many tornado alerts did you have this summer? Counting 4 and 2 that touched down by you. Well, the one that just skipped over us, my phone, I literally have 8 to 10 alerts to get to the basement, take cover, not allowed to leave your home, it also said, which was very different. It says, do not flee your home. No, it goes, do not leave your home. Stay where you are unless you need to flee from flooding. See, that's the problem here, is the flooding. You know, like the streets here look like a river, literally. So, as far as your question is concerned, counting 4 and 2 that touched down by you. I don't even know, Joe. My head's like in a fog. It's all good. Just do an early morning Melody Live. The End of the Land says it's all good. Just do an early morning Monday Live. I mean, if something like fun's going on, maybe if they do fireworks here or something like that, then I would say, you know, I would probably, you know, turn it on Sunday. But as of right now, I'm just going to stick with, yeah. There most likely will be no live Sunday night because I have too much to clean up still. from the storm. I have food everywhere that needs to be preserved or I'm going to lose it. And yeah, give you all a break from me. But that's a good idea, though. He says, Vandal the Land says, it's all good. Just do an early morning Monday live. Coffee time chat. Maybe I'll do that. Because I barely even drank my coffee. Look, my hair is sticking up. I just pulled it up and in the thing, it was like, let me go live. Because Adrian's text really shook me last night. I was just like, what's the matter? And she's like, Mel, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Are you okay, girl? And I was like, oh. And then I said, why? What are you seeing? And she said, all over the news, your area. And then like, you know, and I was like, yeah, another tornado, but it just skipped over me and blah, blah, blah. And I told her thank you. And I asked about her daughter who's doing well. So, yeah. Brian Lossy Hills Homestead. Hello, everyone. He says, hi, Brian. I would like to see some cooking videos. I know, Ed. I know. When fall rolls around, Ed, y'all hear this firsthand. When fall and winter rolls around and Ed writes one comment that he's sick and tired of seeing cooking videos, remember, he said that now. CJM Farms, good morning. Good morning. I just clicked on your live stream and I was like, anxiety, get anxiety. Like there's no tomorrow. It does affect your life, but you can use it in a positive way, talking about it. That is so true. Because sometimes it's really hard for me. All this is a big change for me, you know. I wasn't going to discuss this. I was just going to discuss the storm. But for a month, maybe was it the month of August, I was having these constant like crying episodes. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I couldn't even say the word home without crying. I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to get situated. And my anxiety is just so bad sometimes. And then there's no one to call to just like talk you through it. So it's hard. See, I'm getting choked up now. So it's just hard. LP says, take care of yourself first. I know I speak for everyone when I say, well, happier to see you feeling well or something close to it. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like a happy-go-lucky person and I wear my heart on my sleeve. But I'm just so overwhelmed. Everyone, it's like, I finally got 5 boxes out of my dining room. I mean, that was an achievement last Sunday before the live. But there's so much more to do. I was just getting my bedroom together. I'm still missing my bed and a bureau. So, you know, I'm sure it's all playing a role. And Jimmy gets mad at me because I won't give myself, you know, an ounce of credit. I'll have to scroll back up. I was holding my finger on it. Jimmy gets mad at me because I won't give myself an ounce of credit on building this garden. He just thinks I'm overwhelmed because of the move and not being officially moved in, because then it was the build of the garden. And I don't know if it was just me. And Jimmy said it just seemed like you built the garden and then suddenly your entire harvest was in. And I looked at him like, do you feel like it went that way too? And believe me, this isn't me being ungrateful. I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful. But, you know, at times I feel like a 20-some-year-old. You know, I have a lot of energy. That comes with having anxiety too. You tend to have a lot of energy to just keep going and going. But I'm trying to watch my weight and I'm eating a whole lot more. And then I had an episode the other day. I've been telling my roommate, I think his scale's broken. I sincerely need a scale that actually works, because I could tell. I said to Chris, I'm going to get on the scale and see how much I weigh. I haven't done it in months. And I went on it and I was 103 pounds and it just rocked my whole world. I was like, it's impossible. And that cannot be. That means I would have weighed less now than when I moved here. And I did stay a little calm, and then the next day I had severe anxiety, and I had my friend saying, well, go get, you know, a scale. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just right on that. I just need a working scale. And then I told Jimmy it when he got home from work, and he was like, squinted. He's like, there's no way you can be 103 pounds, because if you all know I'm fighting a battle, Anxiety can keep you very thin. I'm naturally thin, but I'm a little bit thinner than what I should be, and I'm trying to better my health. So the next day, I didn't think it was going to affect me, seeing 103.2 pounds, and it did. And I'm not going to be satisfied until I have a working scale to see that I'm not 103 pounds. You know, so just, you know, lots of stuff going on, and I just feel, I don't know, just overwhelmed. Grateful, but really overwhelmed. So, boy, this wasn't the game plan to get choked up on, you know, live before I have a full cup of coffee, but I'm human, you know. I've never asked anyone for help, and it's just a lot. It's overwhelming. Sorry. Let me see. Let's see. That's why I garden full time now. There's different places, and next year I actually have a 100-acre farm that I get rid of my anxiety. Oh my goodness. You know what I would do with 100 acres? Wow, CJM Farms. Yeah, I could see that, burning it off. Hit the like button, folks. Thank you, Rambling with the Brums. The firework video was last night for my subscription video for Sunday's giveaway. I'm so sorry that I missed it, Joe. Bushcraft Family says, I'm on a hill. I don't have to worry about flooding. Thank God. Hey, Mel, you should do a barbecue. Ed, to be honest with you, I really want to. I just haven't had any time. I'm going to try this weekend to do some type of a barbecue on the grill, and then I'll post it for your little challenge thing. It's okay, says Vineyard Chicks. Take care of yourself first. We want to see you at peace again. Praying for you. Thank you, because I really do need lots of prayers. My anxiety is just starting to make me feel sad. It's just crazy. You can always call me and talk. I know, but you've been kind of busy, and I didn't want to bother you, Ed. Vandal Land said, there you go. You heard that. That's how you say my name. Vandal the Land at Crazy Ed's Homestead. Thumbs up. You know what? I know I keep screwing up your name, and I apologize for it. Hi, Ed. Yeah, I know. Of all. Good, no worries. Oh. LP says, even modesty could use a little moderation. Give yourself some credit. The more you embrace you and what you do, the more you are really part of what you're doing. Eat more tomato sandwiches and barbecue. No, it was weird. I didn't even get to enjoy any of my tomatoes. They were coming in so fast, so heavy, so quick. And then the one week I went and I bought some peppered ham, and every day, at least 4 days, I was eating like peppered ham, sliced American cheese. It has to be Hellmann's mayonnaise for me. And a big chunk of a tomato on the marbled bread. And yeah, so. And I've been trying, like, I actually eat lunch now. I never used to do that. And then I eat like a later dinner, or I'll eat dinner and have a later meal at night. If I'm hungry, I'll eat a bowl of cereal later at night. So that's why that was just very disappointing to me. Do I think it's accurate? No. It just can't be accurate. But yeah, tomatoes and barbecue. How you doing, Joe? Says Ed. Yes, prayers for you. Do you ever just sit in your garden and look at it? Not looking at it, what you have to do, but just what you've done. I sat on the patio and looked over. Look at me, I'm like a hot mess this morning, folks. I looked over at it and I realized, because I was saying when I built it, it was one of the hardest things besides having, like, given birth. It was so hard building that and trying to get everything level, and just, it's not something that I've ever done before. I've always gardened and I did in-ground and, you know, but this was all different, and, you know, so the answer to that question, probably not. I don't think I've given myself any credit. Oh, Miss Mel, we will send